Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to another showing of the Peachis here tonight. Well, we have two teams in this game tonight in the Encore Overwatch League, being the Peachis Nectarines and Peachis Melons. The Nectarines are currently 1-0 on the season so far with a +3 map differential, meaning they swept their last game. The Melons, on the other hand, lost their last game, but they did take a map only down with a -2 map differential. This is going to be an exciting match. As I look at both these teams' overall ranks right now, I kind of do favor the Nectarines over the Melons a little bit because their SRs are just slightly higher than those of SRs on the Melons. But I know what to expect from the Nectarines. The Melons, on the other hand, have a lot of players and a lot of subs. So I am honestly really looking forward to seeing, and I'm looking forward to seeing who they're going to come out with and playing. And this is also the Nectarines debut, or my bad, the Melons debut stream match, or debut stream debut match on stream here. Also, let me introduce myself. I am Dexatron. That confused dog to my right is my brother's dog, Gunner. So hopefully you all enjoy that picture for a little bit, because I know I did. But we're going to first look at the Nectarines here with your starting DPS line of Frosty and Chimera, followed by your tank line of Epic, Z-Ray, and Mobilize, and then following up in the back line your supports of Ads and Cola Guy, Pepsi. The Melons. Now on to the Melons with their DPS line of Big C and Reaper Aura, their tank line of Marceline and Unfeatured, and their backline support of Shadowstorm and Teeb. Look, I actually have casted with some of these guys before and have seen a lot of them play, so I'm really looking forward to seeing what the Melons are going to come out with here. Overall, they are, like I said before, they did lose their first game, so they aren't necessarily hoping to go down 0-2 in the season, but I will say it is a little bit of a mountain to climb for them in this game, as the Nectarines overall have the higher average SR. But maybe with some better team communication, the Melons can come out in this game and find a W. I believe now looking over the maps, it will be a control map, then a straight push map, a hybrid map, and then another control map again. It does seem by the pictures here, we will be going to Lijiang Tower first. We can always see a lot of different gameplay, especially on Lijiang Tower, but I always expect to see, a pretty standard tank lineup of a Ryan and a Diva. Maybe we see a Orisa, a Sigma come out on one of the maps, a Ball if that is how one team wants to play. DPS line, I always kind of expect to see some Metra on 2 of the maps, Junkrat on 1 of the maps, and then the other 2 maps you can kind of have a much different, or a lot of different set or lines for your DPS. And supports, I always just fully expect to see a Baptiste and a Lucio. We might see a Mercy come out, but that only might be if we see a Pharmacy combo with that. Maybe we see an Ana come out as well, but I expect to see most of the time a Lucio and a Baptiste. So I'm really looking forward to this match. Again, the Nectarines are 1-0 on the season so far. Melons are 0-1. This is the Melons again our debut match on stream. So this will be the first time we see that whole team ready to go. Sounds like we are everyone is getting ready here to go in game. Right now, I believe we will be going to Lijiang Tower if the graphics were right for that. But looking over everything right now, the teams are getting ready to go. Like I said before, the Nectarines have a little bit of a higher SR, higher average SR than the Melons, but you could always see it be a little bit different. And it looks like we will be going to Lijiang Tower first here with this really nice animation here, I have to say. But I am really looking forward to seeing what map we go with first. Will it be Control Center, Gardens, or Night Market? I honestly kind of expect, Well, I'm going to take a guess and say that we're going to get Gardens here first. And as one of my other co-casters always talks about Gardens, actually I'll talk about it when we get there. Looks like we'll be going to Control Center first. Nectarines coming out with Rayek on the Bastion to start off. I don't expect that to last long, and if it does, then I would be honestly surprised. The Melons, on the other hand, coming out with exactly what I said they probably would. You would see on this map: a Symmetra, a Junkrat, a Rhine Diva, Baptiste, and Lucio. And with the map now starting, Armoric going to the Junkrat instead. Both teams fighting for control of the high ground right here. Looks like the Nectarines have a little bit more of the pressure here as they are fine, as the Melons actually start the fight engagement here first. Each Immortality Field down, but Cool Guy Pepsi falls first, but Mr. Logan is the second one to fall. Even and out right now. One support down for the Nectarines, one tank down for the Melons, but the tank for the Melons was their main tank. So you might see them play a little bit often, but actually no, they're actually playing this point very hard right now, as Mobilize is the only one from the Nectarines to kind of come in and contest, not allowing the Melons to just get just cap the point first. But Mr. Logan absolutely going in on the backline for the Nectarines here, as the Melons are finally able to cap point first. Reaper Aura going in, finding one, finding a second one right there onto Immobilize, and the Melons are going on the aggression right now, forcing the Nectarines back out towards their spawn and back out towards that choke point. Melons doing a great job there. They have two ultimates ready to go. The Nectarines do have almost two ultimates ready to go here and are close to a third, but the Melons at the moment looks like we have a slight pause. I don't know why. I'm assuming it's probably just a small pause, and we'll hopefully get that fixed as fast as we possibly can. But the Melons coming out and capping the point first is actually a kind of a shock to me. I kind of thought that maybe the Nectarines, with a little bit of a better overall average SR team, would be able to come out and get that point first. But the Melons, finding the right people apparently and having enough pressure to just force the Nectarines off the point there, got them the first point. But we are in a pause still right now. I don't necessarily know what the reason is. But as I say that, looks like we'll be going straight back in the game. And Mr. Logan does have that shatter ready, and it does look like the Nectarines are deciding not to go down main, instead go up and around to the left, meet them back at the high ground. Damage matrix comes out from the Melons, but the wall comes out from Frosty, uses the TP just to get around that damage matrix. And without any good contest here from the Melons, the Nectarines should easily be able to cap it, as our Meg finds half the team out. Mr. Logan finally able to find one person, as Frosty though finds the fourth one of the Melons, and the Nectarines flip the point only after 42% going over to the Melons. Epic Z-Ray able to take care of Mr. Logan and unfeatured there, and now we see the Nectarines start to get set up right at this choke point here. Maybe we might see the Melons do the same thing that the Nectarines did and go around to the right side and try to go through the high ground area around the map. And that does seem like what they are going to do here. A smart move here, kind of copying what the Nectarines did. And I think it could work out for the Melons, but instead of going actually around up top, they're just going to use that to avoid the choke point there and just go straight through down the normal path here. We're hopping on here with Reaper Aura, who is doing a lot of damage to get rid of that shield. Shatter comes out from Mr. Logan. It does find 4 and a bomb, but our Meg's tire finds 3, pretty much ending that fight really before it started there for the Melons. Mobilized Frosty taking care of 2 other members of the Melons there. And finally, Unfeatured getting demech there by Mobilize, and now it's just going to probably be baited out here just for a stagger onto the Melons right now. And finally, Ads with the boop taking care of Unfeatured, as the Nectarines have finally ticked over into the lead, 42% now to 60 for the Nectarines. Melons are going to come back in with 3 ultimates of their own here, but same is going to be said for the Nectarines, as they will have both the Shatter Bomb and a Damage Matrix ready to go. But Ads finds Shadow Storm before really anything is able to develop here. That might make the Melons just wait a little bit, wait for the Lucy to come back, which will probably be the smart thing to do for them. But it is only allowing the Nectarines more percent on that point and more ult charge for their characters at the moment. Big C almost getting melted down there as the tire comes out from Reaper Aura. He is trying just desperately to find anything, as the wall does come up from Big C. Reaper Aura able to find 2 with that tire. Could be the opening they need to finally try to retake point here. But right now they're doing their best, as Shadowstorm finds our Meg right now, getting the DMech onto Mobilize, and Mr. Logan easily able to take care of Mobilize and Frosty there. And that should be a retake for the Melons. a good retake there. They did let the Nectarines get the 99%, so essentially if the Nectarines are able to win a team fight in cap point, that should be it, unless it is a strong contest. Right back from the Melons, but the Melons doing a good job there, only using 2 of their ultimates, still have their 2 support ultimates ready to go and are close to their 2 tank ultimates, but 5 ultimates ready for the Nectarines right now as the wall is popped up by 1. Down to come down from 1 and a shatter from 1. Mobilize finds 2 with his bomb. Cool Guy Pepsi finds a 4th. Armeg finds 1 with his tire. Also the D-Mech. That Diva's not long for this world. Cool Guy Pepsi finally takes care of them, and that should easily do it for the Nectarines here on this first point. No one should be able to touch from the Melons, and that does it for the first point. Peachis Nectarines take it 100-71. We will be going to a second point, as always, on these control point maps. Oh, I'm actually really surprised at what the Melons came out with there. They were able to show that they can win team fights. It's just Nectarines always were smart enough or always had that next team fight going their way. The Melons just need to try to find some momentum here by winning one team fight, or winning the first team fight and then winning a second team fight, just to kind of get their get their momentum up a little bit there. But Nectarines doing a great job there after losing the first point cap there to take it back. They didn't panic when the Melons started using all their ultimates there to retake the point when they were at 9-9. They had 5 coming in that last team, and it worked out for them. We will be going to Gardens now instead, or Gardens now. Melons sticking with that Symmetra there as they get as Armaic is on that Sombra here. Could be scary for the Melons right now, but Shadowstorm able to get rid of Frosty first. They still have to worry about the hack, or the Armaic on the Sombra here. He does hack Mr. Logan there, but nothing really happening there as Reaper Aura does find Epic Z-Ray. Point is open right now, and it should be another first point cap for the Melons here. No swaps coming from the Nectarines yet, but I don't necessarily think that we are going to see any swaps from them anytime soon. Reaper Aura is close to his wall. Teeb is also close to his damage matrix here. The only thing really that the Melons have almost ready to go here is a Coalescence from Cool Guy Pepsi. Reaper Aura does have the wall, and Teeb does have that damage matrix up. Shadowstorm getting incredibly low there as Mobilize is going to get D-Max here, but Coalescence comes up from Cool Guy Pepsi, takes care of Teeb, takes care of Mr. Logan, takes care of Big C before he gets frozen there, and Epic C-Ray finding some, going mad, finds one with it and then knocks another off the map. Ad's able to find that team kill there onto Unfeatured, and only after 24% do the Nectarines retake the point. But coming into this next engagement, the Melons will have 3 ultimates ready to go. Reaper Aura still on that Symmetra here. Teeb still does have the damage matrix ready, so I imagine we're going to see a TP in the point and a wall come up, maybe a shatter as well. Here's the wall and the TP in from the Melons. Reaper Aura trying to do his best to get anything there, but Epic Z-Ray is able to take care of him. Already 1 member down for the Melons. Shatter does come out from Mr. Logan, does find 2, but nothing else comes from it as Ads finds Mr. Logan instead. Big C getting the D-Mech onto Mobilize as Cool Guy Pepsi gets rid of the Immortality Field. We're just hopping on here with Big C, who does have a Blizzard. I don't imagine we're going to see it be used here, as this fight is necessarily already lost to them, and probably smart from them not to use that. They will have 3 ultimates coming in this next team fight, as we see Teeb and Reaper Aura swapping off here. The Nectarines, though, do have 3 ultimates ready to go. They are close to a Diva Bomb with Mobilize. Epic Z-Ray can get that Primal Rage incredibly fast. So the Melons, actually, Big C swapping off the Mei with a full ult ready to go. That could come back to hurt them. EMP gonna come out here from Armeg. Does find all 6 members of the Melons. 2 fall first. There's a 3rd on the Big C, 4th on the Shadowstorm. The D-Mech on to Reaper, onto Unfeatured there, but Reaper are able to find Epic Z-Ray, but he wasn't meant to live much longer than that anyway, as the Nectarines tick to 80% now. The Melons are running out of time, and Unfeatured jumps off the map there. Look at this incredible 6-man EMP here from Armeg, and the just complete and total team wipe up from the rest of the Nectarines. We are taking over into almost 95% right now. The Melons do have 2 ultimates ready to go. They will be using here. The beat comes out early. Bomb coming from Unfeatured. Will it find anyone? It does not. Actually, it does find one. Reaper Aura does find the second one, giving them a slight advantage, but Mobilize comes right back and gets his own kill with his own bomb as well. The Colette is coming out from Cool Guy Pepsi, trying to find anyone with it. not fortunate enough to find anyone with it, but Frosty does take care of Heath. Cool Guy Pepsi able to find Reaper Aura, and everything else just going the way of the Nectarines at the moment. Only Mr. Logan left on point, and that will pretty much do it for Lijiang Tower. The TP there just a little late as the Peachis Nectarines take the first map of Lijiang Tower pretty handily here. We're going to see the play of the game here from, I believe it might, oh, I'm surprised it's our Meg. I thought it might have been Cool Guy Pepsi with his Coalescence there. And this tire here was huge for them. There was just a four-man shatter there. I was thrown out by the Melons, but our Meg pretty much ending all their hopes and dreams on that map right there. Welcome back to the booth. Again, I am Dexatron. That dog's name is Gunner. Hope you enjoy his picture. Melons drop map 1. That means Nectarines are up 1-0 in this best of 5 series, or first to 3. Not gonna get into that argument again with whether or not it's truly a best of 5 in Overwatch, but first to 3. I believe I saw the next map type is just a straight escort map. I believe it will be Rialto if it was based off. I believe it will be Rialto based off the picture that I remember seeing in the graphic. But Nectarine not having necessarily any problems there that first map whatsoever. Yeah, they did not cap point first, but it seems like it was more of a strategy thing for them. So Nectarines are up 1-0. If that graphic is true, we will be going to Rialto next, which is a map I love to see. I don't see it nectarines when I cast or when I play this game, so I'm happy to see it right now. But just based off everything I saw on that first map, I have to give kind of the advantage to the Nectarines going into the second map here. Mostly based off of what I saw play-wise, a little bit based off what I saw SR team base wise. Maybe we see a couple subs come out here from the Melons, maybe not. It doesn't sound, I'm just getting told there are no subs from the Melons. So we're just currently waiting for them to ready up right now. But Melons, or the Nectarines, doing a good job of keeping their perfect map streak alive for the season. That is up to 4 maps at the moment. But overall, like, for the Melons, or the Nectarines, my bad. The Nectarines, I have to give a lot of credit to almost everyone on their team. Cola Guy Pepsi able to get a triple kill with his Coalescence on the second point of Lijiang Tower there was huge for them to retake the point. Even before he got froze, finding that third and final member pretty much ended that team fight for the Melons there. Nectarines are usually going to take over the point. Just looking over everything else. Mobilize and Epic Z-Ray did great on tank line. But for the Melons, I have to also just say that they had a couple good moments there. Ripora and T did a good job on some stuff, but it just seemed like Big C was the biggest question I had on that second point of Lijiang Towers, swapping off the Mei who had a Blizzard ready to go. I understand maybe it was a whole team comp thing. They want to switch everything up, but I would say I just at least use the Blizzard. Maybe, if it doesn't work out, then I can understand why you made the swap, but you never know what could happen. You could find 3 or 4 members out and easily have a more manageable team fight. But the Melons, taking their hits right now, maybe they come back in the second map and honestly surprise me. Nectarines, though, gonna have all the momentum going into the second map of Rialto right now. So no, I'm not gonna say that again. But seems like we should be going into Rialto here any moment. Hopefully teams are readying up. While we wait for the teams to ready up, let's look at some replays again. This is, again, that replay we saw right off the 6-man EMP from our Mag. Nectarines easily able to clean up there. Reaper Aura did find Epic Z-Ray there, but everything else went the way of the Nectarines there. Here's that 3-man Coalescence I was talking about with Cool Guy Pepsi just before he got frozen. Epic Z-Ray also finding 2 there as well with his Primal Rage, and the only team kill of that first map happened right there. All these now just Nectarines going their way. They had a lot of momentum there. The Melons actually had a good chance on control point there. It just seemed they were at a major downside. They had to use ultimates to cap the point after the Nectarines hit 99%, and everything after that. I mean, they were coming back into that next engagement with 5 ultimates. They started off with a wall from the Symmetra, and then just rolled straight in. I believe they only used 3 of their ultimates in that engagement, or maybe even 2, just to win it. It seemed like the Nectarines knew what they were doing against the Melons here. But that was an exciting map 1. Melons, like I said, coming out and kind of surprised me a little bit. I kind of thought the Nectarines would kind of just roll over them a little bit, but the Melons showed that they could potentially make this game interesting. It's going back to, like I said, they need to be able to win 2 team fights in a row, and hopefully snowball that into winning more team fights in a row after that. Until then, they're going to have a little bit of a rough time here as we finally go into the second map of Rialto. Nectarines up 1-0 over the Peachis Melons right now. I do believe since the Melons lost, they should have the Melons pick sides, or is it just sticking with? So the Melons do pick sides. I would imagine they're going to go on the defensive side here first. I would always choose that because it at least lets me know what I have to do on the offensive side. But maybe the Melons come out here and defend or attack first, but no, it looks like they will be defending first. Again, that is a smart decision from them. I do kind of like their lineup right now. Big C on the Cassidy, Reaper on the May. I like this as a kind of a stall comp from them right now. But the Nectarines, on the other hand, going adds on the Mercy kind of actually doesn't necessarily. Actually, wait, no. I was going to say it doesn't make sense. Then I remembered Echo can fly. But wait, the Melons here trying to pull a little bit of a sneaky play, but the Ice Ball comes out. Mr. Logan does find our Meg out, though. But right now, the Nectarines are pushing the carpet. Now the Melons are getting back to contested. Frosty running away with his life, does get back up to help, but does take an Ice Shard from Reaper Aura here. Unfeatured, trying to catch out Cola Guy Pepsi. They're at their spawn as Epic Sea Ray is coming back through on that ball. Cola Guy Pepsi able to get rid of the Immortality Field, who was thrown up there by Teeve, and he takes out Teeve as well. That could be the opening thing that the Nectarines need. They're 1 member down for the Melons, and it is a huge support. Big C also falls to Frosty, 2 members of them down, and it is a long walk from them back. Make that 3, 4 members, 5 members of the Melons down. The only one left alive is Unfeatured, who sadly just got DMAxed and was jumping off the map, but Armeg able to take him out before Unfeatured takes himself out there. And the Nectarines finally are now able to start pushing the cart a little bit here. Only leaving 1 person on cart right now. I understand it. I understand that they want to be aggressive here with 5 members. We are seeing Epic Z-Ray here and Frosty being a little sneaky. Looks like they're waiting for the Melons to come through the choke point. Here we go. Epic Z-Ray spiking down. Armeg finds 1 onto Big C, who swapped over to Symmetra, but the teleporter comes out already to get them over there. Unfeatured does find Cola Guy Pepsi to even things out, but the Nectarines can continue to push the cart. The Melons just preoccupied with the fight right now. We might see the Nectarines cap first point right now, but Big C should be able to get back and touch at least. Armeg able to take out Teeve again right now. Teeve not having a good time because of Armeg, but Mr. Logan does take out 1. Armeg coming right back and taking out Mr. Logan. Big C trying his best to just melt anyone they can. They do find Epic Z-Ray, but Cola Guy Pepsi finds Unfeatured, and the only 2 members of the Melons alive right now. Actually, I was gonna say or the DPS line, but they are both gone. Teeve coming back, throwing the Immortality Field, trying to keep himself alive, but it's all for naught as he falls incredibly quick after that Immortality Field goes down, and the Nectarines easily capped the first point here on Rialto, and they were start their second push on it as Armeg able to take out Shadow Storm, who is kind of caught in with the unfortunate spawn of the first one. Big C also falls as well to Epic Z-Ray there. And we're just seeing the Nectarines be incredibly aggressive here. And you know what? I don't blame them so far. They have 4, almost 5 ultimates ready to go. The Melons, on the other hand, are about to have potentially all 6 of their ultimates ready to go. So the Melons could actually kind of hold it here for a little bit on this second point, especially if they can use their ultimates wisely. Ads is popping the Valkyrie here to keep all of his team members alive. Blizzard does come out from Reaper Aura, but Armeg finds Big C to start everything off here. They are doing a good job of just stalling the cart. Armeg duplicating into the DP as the minefield comes out from Epic Z-Ray. No one falling from that yet as a bomb comes out from Armake. It is in a very dangerous spot. Does find Unfeatured, who is just demeched. But the bomb also comes out from Unfeatured. Doesn't find anyone. Reaper Aura falling as well for the Melons. 4 members down, 4 members left alive, make that 3 members left alive. Big C does find one onto Frosty, but still not a lot of character or members of the Melons left alive as Big C falls to mobilize there. And it might be smart for the Melons to just kind of fall back here and let them cap second point, but maybe we see a last second contest here. Big C swapping off, going to the Cassidy now instead. Mobilize, popping his grabs on Fluxes. Armake does find Reaper Aura out. And they haven't capped second point as somebody, or they are contesting it right now. Armake, though, absolutely going in. Finding to the pulse bomb from Frosty, finds a third, as Mobilize finds a fourth. Make that a fifth. Will he make it a sixth? He does not make it a sixth, but Frosty does make it a sixth here. 4 minutes left to go for the Nectarines here to push it to that final point. That is a healthy time bank for them going into this last point, and with especially how aggressive they've been, we could potentially see more than 2 minutes from them here before they cap it. But we're seeing a lot of swaps come out from the Melons. Reaper Aura going to the Echo. Mr. Logan going to the Orisa. Unfeatured goes to the Sigma. Shadowstorm now on the Brigitte instead. The Nectarines going to come in this engagement with 3 ultimates ready to go. Ads will be able to get that Valkyrie really fast as well. So they might just be able to snowball this into a point cap here. Armake does have that duplicate ready. Epic Z-Ray popping the minefield out here early as Armake finds one. The minefield from Z-Ray finds 2 out as well. Already 3 members of the Melons down. Make that 4 as another minefield kill comes out from Epic Z-Ray. And 5th as Armake finds team and Epic Z-Ray finds Unfeatured, and that should pretty much wrap up this point with, oh, it's not actually, they won't wrap up the point. It's a last second contest there, but that contest won't last long. 2 minutes and 59 seconds for the Nectarines left in the time bank. I was talking about almost potentially having 2 minutes. We almost saw more than 3 minutes for the Nectarines there. It just seemed like the Melons really had no answers for them there on Rialto, but maybe they might have an answer for them on offense. We did see them come out and catch them off by surprise. They were actually able to find the first 1 or 2 picks, but everything after that just fell apart for them as the Nectarines were just hyper aggressive on the card and playing really far up. Seeing a replay here, Armeg absolutely going. We see the minefield kills popping off here from Epic Ray, but just Armeg going in, finding 122 with the help of Epic Ray there, and the rest of the team easily caps the Nectarines the full map of Rialto with a healthy time bank of 2 minutes and 59 seconds. Now it is time for the Melons here to get their chance at attacking. All they need to do is just cap the map. It doesn't matter if it's in overtime. It doesn't matter if it's with 3 minutes. Their goal is just to cap the map here. And it looks like we're going to see them coming out with a pharmacy combo, but Frosty is on a character that kind of counters that if they can land their shots. That is Armeg coming out on the Tracer. Epic Z-Ray sticking with the ball that he did really well on their offensive side. Mobilize also staying with the Sigma as well. Reaper going high in the sky at the moment, not fully using the rock boost as they finally do, getting some damage in there, but I forget what that thing is called. From Mobilize, they're able to eat some of those rockets and give us some shields instead. Frosty getting damage boosted himself right now, or themselves right now. Could be a danger to that pharmacy in the sky, but Reaper is starting to finally get some nice shots landed, finally starting to build up that ult charge just a little bit here as Teeb does follow Cola Guy Pepsi first in this match, or first in this round, but Reaper Aura in a 1v1 duel with Armeg in the backline here as they run away or blink away on Tracer, but Big C does find one, but everything else after that going the way of the Nectarines. Reaper Aura does find Mobilize, but we did see a res come back out from ads on the Cola Guy Pepsi, so they have both their supports ready to go here. We're seeing the Nectarines play this very safely. They don't want to necessarily go without everyone ready to go. Unfeatured is demeched right now on that D.Va, so that could be a little bit of a problem for them. They need to land their shots on D.Va to try to get back in that mech as fast as they can, because without them, they're kind of losing a main source of damage here as they will finally get remeched here. Shadowstorm is close to a Valkyrie. Reaper Aura is close to a Barrage, but Frosty does have a Bob ready to go, as well as a Valkyrie ready to go on the side of the Melons as well. Epic Z-Ray going after Reaper Aura on the high ground, but now going after Teeb instead. Trying to find anyone, but also Teeb getting kind of helped out there by Unfeatured, as we see a battle of the Wrecking Balls as Epic Z-Ray and Mr. Logan are going at it, but Epic Z-Ray kind of just falls back with his team there smartly. Frosty trying to find anything there with that dynamite. Doesn't find anyone. Trying to find a shot there onto Big C. Doesn't find anyone. The Nano coming out onto Reaper Aura right now. But a lot of ultimates being used. The Valkyrie being used by ads right now. That Nano coming out onto Reaper Aura, necessarily not finding anything, as Bob does find Big C to start everything out here. But the Nectarines are getting really close to actually capping this first point. But there are still a lot of, the Melons are getting really close to capping this first point. But the Nectarines are still all around and making sure they probably won't get it. 2 members of the Melons, or of the Nectarines falling here, as the Melons have a chance actually to, wait, no, names are backwards. Nectarines here doing a really good job just holding the Melons to not getting that first point here. Armaic finds Teeb out. They are running out of time at the moment here. They will be coming back in with potentially 4 ultimates if that 79%. Yeah, no, they're going to be coming back in with almost 4 ultimates. Only really the Transcendence from Cola Guy Pepsi is all the Nectarines have at the moment, and that could save them from a couple of the ultimates that the Melons have. A barrage, a minefield, even a pulse bomb. They could all save them from it. A bomb, though, might be the only one that necessarily doesn't save them from us. Big C does spot out Epic Z-Ray there, forcing him off of that high ground. Orb of Discord coming on to Reaper Aura there from Cola Guy Pepsi, as Armaic does find Big C to start everything out. But Big C able to find the pulse bomb kill on the ads. That could be huge for them right now. Cola Guy Pepsi finding Reaper Aura, getting res though by Shadow Storm. Only 30 seconds left to go now. Running out of time are the Melons right now, as the barrage comes out from Reaper Aura. Does find one on the Frost, but nothing else after that, as Mobilize takes care of them. Here comes the Transcendence from Cola Guy Pepsi, as Epic Z-Ray takes care of Teeb. 2 members of the Melons down, make that a third, as a nice little combo there from Cola Guy Pepsi takes care of Big C, and the bomb does come out from Unfeatured, but I don't necessarily think it found actually, no, here it comes out from Unfeatured. Will it find anyone? The answer is no, and they are running out of time here. Only Unfeatured and Reaper Aura coming back in on that Reaper are the only ones left alive. Minefield coming out here from Epic Z-Ray. Frosty finds one, finds the second, or Epic Z-Ray's Minefield finds Unfeatured there, and I don't think anyone else from the Melons will be able to get back, and the Nectarines take Rialto in a very, very dominant fashion. Just really nothing that the Melons could do there. It seemed the entire map, Epic Z-Ray here with the play of the game, finding 3 with his minefields there. It looks like we're going back out than what I thought we would. But honestly, the Nectarines showing why Nectarines showing why they are so far 1-0 on the season and haven't dropped the map yet this season. Melons, on the other hand, 0-1, but they have at least one map, so they won't be, so they aren't going to be worse than that. But Melons, I don't necessarily know what I can say right now. Like, they had some plays, but the Nectarines, their whole team line just kind of always disrupted them. It always caused them problems, and it just seemed like whatever the Melons came back out with, it just never worked out for them. And especially on the third point there on their defense, the Melons just never got a foothold in anything. I don't think they ever found a kill. The Nectarines, like I said, they had all those ultimates, just started the snowball. We saw with that play of the game that happened there from Epic Z-Ray that the minefield took out 3, and that was pretty much it. They just snowballed their way through that third point. We did see a late contest there from the Melons, but still a 2-minute 59 time bank left in the on Rialto is an insanely large one. And even if the Melons were able to full cap the map, it still would have been really hard for them to match what the Nectarines did. But Nectarines go up 2-0 in the series. They are now on game point as it is first to 3. If I'm trying to remember what the hybrid map was. I believe it was Blizzard World. Oh, hey, I was right. It is Blizzard World. Also, another map that I feel like doesn't get a lot of representation in any of the games like ass, but I'm happy to be going there. The Melons have to try to find something here. They don't want to get swept. I know they don't want to get swept. Nectarines, I don't think there's anything bad I can necessarily say about the Nectarines. Maybe there was some stuff after that first map, but I kind of believe after they lost one person on Lijiang Tower, they kind of just played it safe and waited for them to come back, letting the Melons cap the points first and the 2 points. But Nectarines ended up taking the first map in the end. Melons, I, I don't know. They need to. Hmm, uh, this is the Melons like I said, they need to win that first team fight. They need to win the next team fight and try to snowball that into some momentum for themselves here. Uh, yeah. So with me saying that, we're gonna take a short break here, but we'll be right back for map 3 of this fantastic series so far. welcome back everyone to the booth. Again, my name is Dexatron. That dog's name is Gunner, and he is very confused at what is going on right now. But what is going on right now is the match between the Nectarines and the Melons. We are at the halfway or after map 2 break. Nectarines up 2-0 on the Melons, and so far it has been a very, very dominant showing out from the Nectarines. That is not to say the Melons have not had their flashes of brilliance here, able to find a couple team fight wins, but basically that was only on the first map. That second map, they didn't really find any of those flashes there and really struggled against the Nectarines. Nectarines having a very, very strong offensive attack on Rialto here. On Rialto, having a good almost 3 minutes in the time bank as they capped it here. We will be going to the hybrid map of Blizzard World next. Again, before break, I talked about how much I like this map and how I feel like it is a crime that we don't see it get played enough in some leagues and some games that I cast. But I'm happy to see it tonight between these two teams here. The Melons need to find some footing going into this map. If they want to continue this series, the Nectarines, they just need to be themselves going into this next game here. I don't really think, if you ask my opinion, they have had not a lot of pressure from the Melons so far. They did let them cap the first 2 points on Lijiang Tower, but as we can see here from the scoreboard, they won the map overall in the end anyway. So it didn't necessarily matter for them, but Melons need to try to find, like I said, some foothold right now, some momentum going into this third map, which could be the third and final map of Blizzard on Blizzard World here. Again, this is a hybrid map, so they have to cap a point and then push the cart to 2 points. Blizzard World, like I said, it is criminal. I feel like it is criminally underrated, and it's criminal that I have not seen this enough in some of the leagues that I cast. But happy to be seeing it here tonight. The Melons, I believe, will be defending first, as the Nectarines will be attacking first. So the Nectarines might put up a time that the Melons have to try to beat, or at least just match. Or we might be seeing the Melons come out on attack first and just let the Nectarines know what they have to do to beat them here. But we will be seeing the Melons come out on defense here. I'm looking at the comps here for the Melons. Well, actually, so close to there we are. A straight mirror match coming out here from both sides. Tracer, Ash, Wrecking Ball, Diva, Brigitte, and Zenyatta. Actually, the Nectarine's going with a Sigma instead on Mobilize there. Not a shock. He did really great on that Sigma. On the second point, we also, as Epic Z-Ray is going to kind of break off from the team and do his own thing, as we saw him come out of the gate, just absolutely rolling. Melons playing smart on the high ground here right now. Mr. Logan and Reaper Ore are kind of away from the team on the low ground here. Reaper Ore going in right now, trying to melt Frosty down, but doesn't land every shot there, as the Frosty is able to stay alive, as our Meg is able to take out Team early in this team fight here. Already advantage going to the Nectarines at the moment right now. We are seeing the Melons kind of play back. Frosty finds Big C, already 2 members of the Melons down right now. And this is a decently long walk back for them. Make that 3.5, 4, 5 members of the Melons down. Nectarines just absolutely rolling over the Melons at the moment. Only Reaper Ore left alive, but we do see Ads and Mobilize going after them right now. But with all that commotion going down and Reaper Ore blinking off the map, probably on purpose there, the Nectarines cap the first point. 5 minutes, 25 seconds left for them to push it to the second point. Again, a really healthy time bank for them right now. But, not necessarily a lot built up there from that first fight, at least on the side of the Melons. The Nectarines, on the other hand, have a lot built up. Shadowstorm actually and Reaper Ore really close to their ultimates, but the Nectarines are going to have a lot coming into this next engagement here. Cool Guy Pepsi landing a couple dinks there and getting an orb out. Team finally able to find 1 kill onto the side of Nectarines, but 2 more kills come right back out onto the side of the Melons, giving the advantage back to the Nectarines team, and the rest of their team playing very, very smartly around this little high ground. Minefield comes out from Epic Z-Ray, finds 2 right away, finding both supports for the Melons out, and the D-Mech on to unfeatured. He's going to have a rough time trying to get back into that mech, but the Nectarines are looking like just to let him be out of that mech for a little bit. Mr. Logan, though, rolling in, trying to contest the car here for a little bit, and getting some support from him, but getting stunned there by that rock from Mobilize and easily taken out by Epic Z-Ray. Nectarines gonna come in this next team fight, if there is one, with 5 ultimates ready to go. Pulse Bomb does come out from Reaper Aura. Doesn't find necessarily anyone. I believe he actually did more damage to himself there. But Armaic's Pulse Bomb does connect with Shadow Storm, and the Nectarines continue to roll through the map. Bob coming out from Frosty now, and from Big C as well. But it seems like the Nectarines still will be able to cap the second point. 5 minutes and 25 seconds again left in the time bank for them. A very, very, very healthy time bank going into this last third point here. Replay here of just Epic Z-Ray coming through, rolling into that high ground, popping that minefield, and finding both supports for the Melons out, and that back onto Unpeachis there. But now the Nectarines rolling through this final point. They still have 3 ultimates ready to go. Epic Z-Ray is already close to another minefield, and a lot of swaps coming out from the Melons. Reaper Aura going to the Reaper. Big C on the Cassie as he falls there to Armag. Mr. Logan going to a Reinhardt instead. Shadowstorm and team swapping up as well, as the Melons with Armaic leading the way, just rolling straight. I mean, the Nectarines with Armaic leading the way, just rolling straight through the Melons at the moment. Minefield comes out from Epic Ray right at the door, at the spawn door. They're getting really close, and no contest from the Melons. An insane time bank for the Nectarines of 4 minutes and 15 seconds. I don't think there was necessarily a lot of contest time there from the Melons onto the Nectarines. Now the Melons have a very, very uphill battle, not only to get back into this game, but to just get back into this map here. They need to start off by capping this first point and getting the push started for them. But I mean, the Nectarines just kind of rolled through them. There was really no contest there. It took them all the way until about halfway through the second point for the Melons to finally find one pick out on the Nectarines push. I don't know how many more picks they found out after that. Maybe 1 or 2, but the Nectarines had some players on their team definitely run through their offensive side doing a 1 life challenge there. But now the Melons come back out and try to at least just cap all 3 points. But first, like I said, they need to cap this first point here. Seeing a little bit of a dive comp come out from them right now. Honestly, I kind of like the idea from them. Something that maybe the Nectarines won't expect, but they do have some strong people against the dive. They have basically their tank line and their DPS, or my bad, tank line and their support line are really, really well adapted for at least a little bit of an escape from a dive comp here. The Melons maybe have a trick up their sleeve with this comp, however. And let's see what the Melons can do here. All they need to do is just cap the first point here, and they can get stuff started going back in their way. A little bit of momentum for them. Epic Z-Ray getting some nice ult charge here to start. Dynamite coming out from Frosty, not landing on anyone as the dive does come up onto high ground, but Armaic finds Reaper Aura to start everything off again. Melons already down 1 character, but they are looking to go in even with the 1 character down. Big C does get rid of Pepsi's immortality field, but they are deciding to just kind of wait for Reaper Aura to get back on the tracer. It should not take them long to get back, and they are almost back. They are just now playing in this high ground as we are here on Mr. Logan. Mobilize trying to get some nice bang shots there with his projectile there. Not able to necessarily find a lot of damage there, but Big C does start the engagement off there with some help from the rest of his team on the Cola Guy Pepsi. The Melons need to capitalize on this now. But Frosty finds Shadowstorm. 1 support for 1 support going each way. Reaper Aura in the background, way behind the back line for the Nectarines. Epic Z-Ray kind of knows that he's there, but just doesn't know where they are at the moment as they all start to collapse in on 3 or 4 members of the Melons right now. The Dynamite from Frosty finally able to start or get some down. Unpeachis finds ads, but Mobilize finds Team. Again, another support for support swap as Armaic finds 2 with the Pulse Bomb. Reaper Aura able to find 1, but Cold Guy Pepsi coming right back for the Nectarines and taking care of Mr. Logan. Only Big C and Reaper Aura left up for the Melons. Actually, check that. Only Reaper Aura left up for the Melons and is on that tracer, meaning that could have little bit of an extended life here. Just everything going the way of the Nectarines here. Here we see that pulse bomb stick on Shadow Storm and Unfeatured. They're finding both of them out and giving the Nectarines pretty much that team fight there. Reaper Ore somehow able to stay alive in the backline, or maybe he's with... no, he's still in the backline right now. Coalescence coming out here to start this from team. Stick from Reaper Ore on to Mobilize, but the only thing it gets rid of is the Immortality Field. Bongo also comes out and gets taken out as well, but Frosty and Epic Z-Ray taking care of 2 members of the Melons. Make that 3 and 4 fall down as well. The Melons here down 5 members right now. Reaper Ore finally falling for the first time all series, and the only one left alive from that entire engagement was Unfeatured, who was demeched as D1, and now they are just potentially, maybe the smart thing to do would be run back to spawn and just swap heroes to get back in that mech, but looks like Unfeatured just decided not to do that, but gets hit by that, or actually does not get hit by the dynamite there from Frosty. Looking at the ultimates here, the Melons are about to have 3 or 4 ultimates be ready to go, but you look at the Nectarines, they have almost 5 ready to go here. Mr. Logan diving on that high ground, forcing Mobilize off, but they are now falling back in around the point right now as we see here. The Melons again going up on that high ground. The only member not on the high ground, Reaper Ore, as we see by the right side of that statue. Frosty, Armag, Mobilize, Ads, Cola Guy, Pepsi, all ultimates ready for the Melons, trying to wrap all the way around point. The Dynamite lands there onto a couple as ultimates coming out. 3 ultimates coming out from the Melons, 2 ultimates coming out from the side. No, 2 ultimates coming out from the Melons, 3 coming out from the Nectarines. Actually, all 5 ultimates coming out from the Nectarines right there, and the Nectarines easily take care of business there in that team fight with Reaper Ore finally falling. Only 14 seconds left for the Melons here to even touch point. It will be rough for some of them, but it seems like they're all kind of holding on to their abilities here. Shadow Storm not able to get back in time to touch. The only one maybe we can get back there is Mr. Logan, but no one touches for the Melons, and the Nectarines win this series 3-0 in a straight sweep. Honestly, nothing more I can necessarily say about the Nectarines' performance tonight. It was just dominant. Epic Z-Ray with the Orisa play of the game here. I love to see an Orisa play of the game here. Getting a double kill, probably getting also credit for a triple kill as well there. Yeah, Finding Team gets the credit for the triple kill there. But again, that will do it for that series. Nectarines, or the Peachis Nectarines, go improve their record of 2-0 on the season, not dropping a map, a 6-map winning streak for them. The Melons, on the other hand, dropped to 0-2, but have a map deficit of -5. Still not the worst, with a lot of weeks left to go in this season for them right now. Yeah, so we're going to take a short break, and we'll be right back with the MVPs of the match. Welcome back, everyone, to the booth. I am here tonight with our MVP of the match from the Nectarines, one of the tank players, Mobilized. How are you doing tonight, man?
I'm doing good. Good, thank you.
Excellent performance from you guys tonight over the Peaches Melons. I know this is kind of a an in family kind of game here. Was it fun for you guys tonight to be going up against another member from the Peaches?
Yeah, I definitely think it's really cool. It's always cool to play people you know, because I know some of our players have connections with that team. So it's definitely cool to really get to play them and just see how things go.
Yeah, I have to imagine that's always cool just be playing, people you know and some friends because it kind of makes the game a little bit more, fun because you can always just kind of go back and say like, "Hey, I beat you that one time."
Exactly, exactly.
So your play on Sigma tonight was just incredible. Starting out on Rialto, carrying it over into Blizzard World. Just what went into that performance from you tonight?
So honestly, Sigma's really been a favorite tank of mine for a lot of the time, and I really just focus on I've had a really good coach at my university. He's kind of just talked about taking angles with me, and I practice a lot of his mechanics. I think I really connect with how he operates as a tank, and really just being in the right place at the right time is a big key for me.
Yeah, that's something I could probably use to learn when I play Sigma because I'm terrible at almost every character in this game. But you showed out tonight. But overall, your team did great. Was there ever actually any point in any of the games where you kind of thought like maybe your team was maybe overextended, maybe doing something that's not necessarily normal for you guys, but it just worked out anyway?
I think maps 2 and 3 was honestly it wasn't much hassle, but I think map 1 was definitely, especially with first control center, was pretty scrappy. A little bit more scrappy than I probably would have liked, but I think that we were able to rope it together. I know Chimera had a huge play with the Junkrat tire, and we were able to pull it back. But I think that was probably the point.
And before we let you go tonight, is there anyone you want to shout out tonight before we wrap up with you?
Yeah, I just wanted to say thanks again, the newest. tank is Epic Z-Ray. He's the one on the Peachies. He's one of my teammates in college, and I convinced him to do this, and I think he's been doing really well. So, tell him to keep it up, and he's got it.
Yeah, he did great tonight. I almost actually brought him in to do the interview, but I went with you because you popped off just a little bit more.
Well, thank you, thank you.
Right. Thank you, Mobilize, for coming into the booth and doing this. Again, everyone, that is Mobilize from the Peaches Nectarine. He is one of the tanks for that team as they improve their record to 2-0 on the season. Now, and with that, now that kind of does do it for us tonight. We will kind of be showing a couple replays from the game, this past game between the Nectarines and the Melons as we sign ourselves out here. But overall, a great performance from the Nectarines. I think the Melons also had times where they had some flashes and some flashes of life, some flashes of brilliance that they could have easily, that they can fix and come back and, improve on. 0-2. This was only the first week of the season. There are more weeks to come for the Melons. It won't always end like this for them. I believe they are right around the corner from that first win. The Nectarines, on the other hand, one of, I believe, maybe three or four teams that have yet to drop a map in the Encore Overwatch League so far. Actually, no, yeah, one of three teams joining the B team, B first, and LSFC as the only other teams not to drop a map so far in this season. Nectarines doing great so far. Start off. Melons, like I said, I feel like it's coming for them. Just a little bit of improvement from it. They can learn probably a lot from this game, and the fact that since this was a little bit of an in-house organization kind of match up here, they can probably learn a lot from the Nectarines on the mistakes that they were making tonight. But overall, Nectarines showing why they are one of those three teams that has yet to drop a map so far in the season. While it's only been 1 week, 2 games in that 1 week, though, Nectarines showing that they can probably be a team to be or a force to be reckoned with in the Encore Overwatch season or Division 2 season. But that will do it for us here tonight at the Peaches. I have been Dexatron. That dog that was up next to me was Gunner. He was confused. He is still very confused right now because he's probably outside the door wondering why I'm saying his name. But I hope you all enjoyed. That will do it for us tonight. Be on the lookout. Follow or join the Discord, and we will always let you know when any of the Peaches teams are going live. But that will do it for me tonight. I want to thank our producer, Hippy, as well as it, yeah, as well as what was his name? Oh, Coathar for being our in-game spectator tonight. They both did great, and as always, I have been Dextron. I hope y'all have a great night and a great start to your next week tomorrow.